لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا
بسم الله
الله.
الرحمن الرحيم.
In this age of like ultra stimulation, where a lot of times we're plugged in kind of like throughout the day, nonstop, one thing to another thing to another. Whatever we have left is like taken away by the phone screens or other screens. Uh, how much of deliberate solitude should we aim for to cultivate more presence in our everyday life, or to have sort of like the baseline to bring us back to ourselves?
All right, mashallah, that's an excellent question. So basically, everything that we do is meant to answer that or to, address that. I've done a lot of talks on spiritual retreat and these sort of things. We just had an itikaf program, and inshallah, that will be uploaded, or the series is being uploaded slowly from this last Ramadan, the last 10 nights of Ramadan, and we speak of this very briefly. So like those are hour-long talks, every night. I think that you will enjoy that because we speak about these matters there, inshallah. But I would say that this is precisely the reason for spiritual practices, for meditation, for dhikr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, for contemplation. Because what we're trying to do there, and it's more relevant or more obvious now in terms of its effects. When we're on screens and when we're in the hustle and the bustle of everyday life and work and what have you, all of our kind of modern lifestyle needs and the necessities and also the wants, what's happening energetically and contemplatively is the mind being so stimulated, hyperactive. The screens make it worse. These screens make it worse, right? Even worse than that, than what it was the case in the 80s or the 90s. So if like the television in the 90s just made you kind of just, what's the word, like just kind of like buzz out, you're just kind of, it was a large screen, it didn't stimulate, hyperstimulate, but it just made you more numb. These smaller screens with all the activity on them and the information on them is an overload for the stimulus of the brain. So therefore there's more of a hyper reactivity or hyperactivity. This engenders psychological existential suffering. So we're just suffering. We need to find ways just to slow down. And so meditation now becomes a remedy rather than a means for like enlightenment or realization. The first step is that of this, of practicing meditation, even very basic ones, just to relax or to slow down the spinning mind. So we have more time and space and grace to open our hearts. So yes, so a regimen is important, routine of the kind of Allah, of contemplation, of more prayer, ritual prayer, reciting Quran, even methods of simply listening to the sacred sound and the beauty of the Quran while putting our phones down, sitting in silence, to reflecting on the signs of Allah in nature, to without phones, to without screens, walking in nature, exercising, being more present in the body, putting the screens away, even some of these AirPods, not allowing, there's a time for that, I understand, but to be in nature and to exercise to without the need of other stimuli, and just be more present in your body and not still hyperactivated in the mind. All these are now first and foremost remedies, psycho-spiritually and physically. And we need to tap into that as well to really benefit from the spirituality of this. So all of this is needed. So I mean, I cannot give a one for all kind of regimen on how much you need to be in solitude, but give yourself an intentional half hour to 1 hour where you really just put that phone away. It's away. And you intend this space and time to be for yourself, for your recreation, in the real sense of recreation of yourself, recreation of relaxation, being more present in the body or present outside, which brings you into your body, taking a walk, stretching, conscious breathing, and also, reflecting on ideas, sacred ideas, contemplating, taking a book with you. It's really not the same like taking your phone or reading on a screen. If you can find a quiet place to actually read a book, to relax and read a book, I guarantee you that your mind will enjoy it, will relax more, you'll be more present in the body holding the book, and your imagination will begin opening. So all of these are now like remedies. So I'd recommend a total of at least an hour a day of this, if not punctuated periods of half an hour at a time, 2 to 3 times a day. Not just silent meditations. I don't mean this, but a combination of these things, right? Now, if you get with a teacher, they may put you on a regimen of adhkar and awrad and these sort of things. But in the general sense, have some me time for your body, stretching your body in a more contemplative way, right? Interacting with your body, being more present in your body, being more present in the body. When we do this, even with the breath, and when we're still and we're just here and we're feeling our here-ness in the body, that's presence. It's one mode of presence. And that is so healing, because we're spinning in our minds with all this information. So take time to do this in a relaxed way, not in a way like I need to get this done and I'm going to feel this. Stop, drop the expectations because it won't happen. An hour will go by and you will be frustrated. Just make it in your schedule. I'm just going to do this. It's like having water. You're not expecting to be like to have something amazing happening. You just want to be fulfilled by the water. Just be fulfilled by taking time off and relaxing and just kind of doing those things. Just that's it. Like that should be the fulfillment, not I need to conquer this and my mind is spinning and like everything I just said and try to intellectualize it. I'm just trying to point to what the problem is and how to detach from it so that we can reinvigorate our energies. It's like the way we recharge ourselves with the inner ruh. Like we put the and as you're recharging your phone, kind of on the electrical outlet, turn to yourself and recharge yourself on the internal inlet of spirituality, of just being present in your body, to relaxing and contemplating at some point when you feel more relaxed, in a relaxed way about life, kind of where you are, in a relaxed and non-judgmental way, or reading a book for insights, reflecting on the meanings of Quranic verses in a relaxed way. But of course, if you do that in a way of reverence, but in a relaxed way, this is so important that we need to learn how to do it. So I hope that's helpful. Without the pause, do we stay in sympathetic overdrive? These are technical terms that you can use. Yes, you can say this. So we do stay in that kind of, kind of overdrive. Because when we relax and align ourselves, we align or we awaken the parasympathetic. We bring the parasympathetic and the autonomic, element of this into our consciousness, into our conscious sense. And so this is the parasympathetic nervous system aligning with our conscious will when we align ourselves with the breath, for example. Yes. So that is parasympathetic regulation. But I don't want to reduce this to neurophysiology, right? But you can use that. I myself am a physician, so I understand where you're coming from. And you're right. Like, so these terms are accurate, but it's even more subtle. But that's a good place because that's one element, right? Right. Because we're beyond parasympathetic regulation, because we're in neurological dysregulation. We want spiritual regulation, right? But we have to get there, right? So to really benefit from spiritual regulation, you're right. So these are the layers now of our kind of your messed upness that we need to come back to and back and back and back, right? As Rumi says, come back and back and back, right? Alhamdulillah.
لا إله إلا الله 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 إلا الله لا إله 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 إلا الله